Hello, today I'm coming to you with another exciting video concerning your imagination. The name of this video is called Now Just Imagine. You know, we're all born with a brain, and there's one part of the brain that's very, very powerful. It is called your imagination. Now, I am Michael Ellis. As a copywriter consultant, my destiny and purpose in life is number one, to inspire, number two, to educate, and number three is empower you to get through any and every challenge that you're facing today. So as we make this video about the power of your imagination, remember, the title is called Now Just Imagine. I want you right now to take every problem off your mind. And I want you to inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. You can do it through the mouth. Inhale, exhale. One more time through the mouth. Inhale, exhale. Now I want you to close your eyes and sit back and relax. Now just imagine you're standing in an open field. There's beautiful trees. It's a sunny day. The sky is bright and blue. You hear birds chirping in the air, and you see the beautiful white clouds in their various formations. There's no sign of any rain or dark clouds in the sky. And you're walking along this beautiful field. The grass is green, and there's plenty of flowers there, and daisies, and even bees just buzzing around, and butterflies having a good time. As a matter of fact, you even see a few rabbits hopping around because everything is just so peaceful. Now just imagine all of a sudden, these big black rocks, bigger than you, start attacking you and move towards you inch by inch, and you're surrounded by nothing but black rocks. Then the sky gets dark, it gets black, and the clouds change to the darkest grayish black color that you have never seen in your life. The rabbits run, the bees fly away, and it is totally silent. All of a sudden, you hear this thundering noise, and you look up above you, and there's this gigantic flat black rock getting ready to fall upon your head. And as you look there shocked, the only thing you can remember is that you have your car key in your pocket. Your car key is red. You take out the red car key and you point it up in the air, and all of a sudden, fire and lightning starts flashing and flowing out of that red key. After the fire flows out of the red key, your car key from your pocket, and thunder comes forth and lightning comes forth from it, that big black rock, excuse me, explodes and disappears. You're relieved. And as you look around, you remember there's other rocks surrounding you and attacking you. So you look to your left, you look to your right. You don't see any of those rocks. All the rocks are gone. You see the red key, which is powerful, in your pocket that you used to destroy that black rock over your head that tried to crush you and take you out. That red key represents power, success, and authority. Now just imagine that red key has an inscription on it that says, I am your imagination. Now just imagine that all of those black rocks that were moving towards you are all of the problems that you face in life. It may be financial, it may be a medical issue, it may be a relationship challenge or a business challenge, whatever it is. Now, just imagine your red car key represents, again, power, success, and authority. And it also represents your imagination. Remember, there's an inscription written in gold inside the red key that says, I'm your imagination. Use me when you have a problem. Inhale and exhale. Go to a quiet place like you just imagined in your neighborhood. Take a walk. In your home, get in a quiet room. Put on some soft music. Sit back, inhale, exhale, and relax. And me, your imagination, will give you the keys to answering and solving your problem, not temporarily, but forever. My friend, that's why this video is called Now Just Imagine. Now just imagine that relationship problem that you've been suffering for year after year. You've been blaming this one, blaming that one. But my friend, just like that red car key with power, success, and authority, that answer is within you. Your God given imagination has the power to destroy every problem in your life, present and future, forever. Do you see the computer that you're looking at right now and hearing me? This computer that you're on, or your phone or tablet, was designed by someone that used their red key, the power of their imagination. The car that you drive was designed and engineered by different people who all said, now just imagine this type of vehicle. That's how powerful your God-given imagination is. There's a story in the scriptures, the Hebrew scriptures, by the way, where a prophet was in trouble. He had suffered a great victory, and someone put a hit or a contract on his life, a queen, Jezebel. Elijah ran into a cave and he heard noise. He heard an earthquake. He heard thunder as he prayed with his head down. You can pray any type of way, standing, walking, but he had his head down. That was his method. All of a sudden, through the noise, he heard a still small voice that encouraged him and gave him a solution to the fears and phobias that he was dealing with in his human anatomy and in his mind and in his brain. In order to hear your imagination, which often comes as a still small voice, you have to relax and drown out the noise. Don't focus on the problem. Focus on relaxing. Now just imagine, just like the analogy I just painted before you. The individual remembered one thing, the red car key in their pocket. They took it out and used it, pointed it up above their head, and they did not know the power of that key. All they thought was, I've used this key before to open the car, to lock the car, to open the trunk. I've used it to put in the ignition. But they never realized the power of that key until they took it out of their pocket, pointed it up in the sky, and saw the fire, lightning, and heard thunder coming from one small red key. They never noticed the writing inscription in gold on that key before. It never appeared to them before because as they regularly used it, there was nothing there but the regular numbers that they put on keys normally. That writing appeared at the right time. And my friend, your imagination is ready to appear with a solution or solutions to your relational problems, your medical problems, and your business and or technical problems. As you relax and listen for your imagination to speak to you, it's a God-given gift. The solution to your problem or problems will come to you. It may be to read a certain book. It may be to call up a certain professional. It may be for you to get a doctor's appointment or some natural herbs. You will know what that answer is because it will be so soft, smooth, and yet powerful, the same way you took that key out of your pocket through the imaginary scene and pointed it, and all that fire, lightning, and thunder came out of that small red key. Remember, red symbolizes power and success in a form of authority as well. So you want to use your imagination. Now just imagine you sitting in your home. It's quiet. The kids are not there. Your husband or wife is not home. You shut off your cell phone. The computer's off. And you're sitting there relaxed. Drink some iced tea or some Pinot Grigio or something that helps you to relax. Not get drunk, relax. Hello. And as you sit there with your eyes closed, you're saying, oh, I've been going through a hard week. I've been thinking about this problem. Let me just take this problem off my mind. So you just man. And as you sit back with your eyes closed and relax, 5 minutes pass by. All of a sudden, on the seventh minute, which is a signifying number of perfection, could be 10 minutes, which signifies completion, could be 8 minutes, which signifies in the Hebrew culture success, could be longer. Whatever amount of time it takes, relax. Now just imagine the answer comes to your mind about your relationship problem. When your wife does this, do that. When your husband does this, do that. Before your wife even does this, start doing this on a regular basis. Be proactive here and not reactive there. Your children may be going through a situation with drugs and alcohol. It will come to you. Call this expert. Talk to this person. Go here, go there. It will be some fine details that are simple, yet profound and powerful enough to clear that problem for good. And it may be a process, maybe 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps, or it may just happen. You talk to that individual, you make that phone call, you make that certain move, and the problem just goes for good because you want to build habits into your life through your imagination that are problem solving habits. You want to learn to be proactive, not reactive, not wait till something happens. Arm yourself by using your imagination. It's a God given gift. Now just imagine it's a financial problem. We had one years back. Got in trouble with the IRS. Lord have mercy. They put a levy. Ooh, Lord Jesus, they put a levy on our bank account, froze it. Whatever came in from my job at that time, they snatched it. We barely had anything left. They was trying to get their cash, their money. And so my wife prayed Call that number because they don't know let you know where that location is. You have to call a number. And I kept calling it, tell them to stop the levy. We don't have this. We don't have that. Stop the levy. Stop the levy. And I was in a frenzy. That was one part of it, not the frenzy, but just calling the woman who was with the IRS. The second thing was God gave my wife some instructions, write them a letter that you would do XYZ and pay them X amount of dollars a month. They accepted that agreement. God provided for us to pay all of our bills without being behind on anything, cable, car note, rent, nothing behind, and yet have extra money to pay off IRS month by month. I believe it took about maybe 9 to 10 months. We paid them off. They accepted that. We've never been back there again. That is one situation you do not want to get involved with. People that try to fudge books and all of that. Oh no, don't play with those people. And we know there's really no law that says you have to pay taxes, but they've established themselves in a certain position. So just comply and keep them off your radar. So that's one thing. Another situation happened with a young lady named Casey Woods from Virginia. Many of you see her on LinkedIn all the time. She does a lot of videos. Now, before Casey did videos, I talked to her through LinkedIn. And she let me know at that time in her life, Casey was afraid to look at her own self in the mirror. Here's what I told her. She said, I want to do videos, but I'm afraid. I gave her several suggestions. The first one was be confident, relax. You can do this. I inspired her with words. The second thing I encouraged her to do was this. I said, here's what you do, Casey. Whatever you want to say on LinkedIn or YouTube, practice in the mirror at home first. After you practice in the mirror and get comfortable with yourself, the confidence builds up. Then take some chairs, empty chairs, talk to the chairs. If you have any pets, help them to be still, talk to them. Third stage, get some family members or close friends, even 2 or 3, sit them down and talk to them the same way you would talk on the video, getting rid of that fear. See, proactive now, not waiting till the fear leaves, attacking, approaching that problem, going towards it, making steps towards that challenge. Proactive. That's offensive. She already was fearful. She already was being defensive by shrinking back. That was her defense. Now, because of my martial arts background and being bullied at a young age and stopping it at the age of 14, thanks be to God, through martial arts training and the building of confidence and imagination, it stopped. So she did those steps. Now, when you see Casey on LinkedIn, you can't stop Casey from making a video. And no one should try to because her confidence is so high, like that red key. Her confidence has fire, lightning, and thunder, and you can see it, hear it, and feel it when she talks. And she's not talking loud. She's not yelling. She has a very soft voice, but there's an authority of confidence in Casey Woods' voice on LinkedIn. She's up there all the time. Follow these eagles. That's Casey Woods from Virginia. Jane Jenkins, who's in New Haven, where I'm from, was having a problem in school. I gave her some suggestions concerning an essay. Jean took those suggestions and got an A+ in that college course. Susie Hall from Australia needed a CV and a cover letter. I did that for her. She kept looking for employment and then she landed, and I gave her interview tips as well. She landed a good position with a decent company who's compensating her well. What are you saying? Myself and my wife, Casey Woods, Jane Jenkins, and Susie Hall all got those answers through the imagination. The power of the imagination. Now just imagine, after you meditate, you get up. Nothing may have happened. As you're brushing your teeth, all of a sudden a light bulb goes off on your head. Do this. That'll get rid of that problem for good, whatever it is. Write that thing down and activate it ASAP. You may have to do it several times, like Casey. When I started the martial arts, one of the hardest stances to do was the horse stance. But I had to imagine myself standing in that stance for a long period of times, being able to kick from that stance, spin, punch, do other things from that stance. I had to use my imagination to strengthen my spirit and my body and my confidence. Now it's not a problem at all. Any other stance is not an issue because I have the foundation, but through the power of the imagination. And I would many times imagine seeing my instructor when I was practicing alone, how he did it, how his body was formed in order for my balance and my coordination and my structure of my body to be correct. You hear them say it in boxing all the time. The boxer has planted his feet. Now those body shots are going to do damage to the other opponent. I'm talking about balance and structure, not violence. Physics, all through the imagination. Many people you see, Michael Jordan, Dr. J, Shaquille O'Neal, Floyd Mayweather, they looked at videos, but when they weren't looking at videos, they used the power of their imagination. You, my friend, can use the power of your imagination. Now, I'm here to support you through inspiration, education, and empowerment. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach me at mikeiswealthy@gmail.com. That is mikeiswealthy@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram. You can locate me on Facebook. You can also find me on Twitter. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on Reddit and Blogger as well. I utilize social media because of the imagination and the inspiration people need, the education they need, and the empowerment. Those are my 3 keys concerning my God-given destiny. And that's another thing. We have to learn to stay in our lane. You will also find out your destiny and purpose through the power of your imagination. Your destiny and purpose is not your job. Your job is your job. Your job is not your brand. Your purpose and destiny and your brand go together. So those of you involved with marketing, if you want to know how to upscale your business, drive more leads, there's a lot of good information out there, and I'm not knocking any of it. But you need to first get your self-confidence up by now just imagine my confidence is better. My fears and phobias are gone, like Casey Woods did, like I did with the martial arts. It built my confidence. Certain people that I used to walk around before that and get nervous, I was no longer nervous. I had got jumped at the age of 12 on Ashman Street. And how ironic, years later, my martial arts instructor lived in Ashman Street. So I know what I'm talking about. I had no more fear walking through Ashman Street. That's where my instructor lived. And he was giving free information of how to be more successful in your mind, spirit, and body. And unfortunately, there were some guys who lived right in the area. We practiced 5 minutes from Ashman Street in the graveyard right over by Yale. They wouldn't even show up for practice. They wouldn't even show up. How convenient, 5 minutes right there. All of that info. If someone from the Hollywood industry would have seen the demonstration I saw, that young man would not be in New Haven right now. Trust me. He was before Jet Li. I mean, Jet Li is good, but he would have been up there in the movies along with Jet Li, Michael J.L. White, who's from Brooklyn, New York, moved to Bridgeport, and now lives in California. He's another one. Imagination is what I'm saying. It's powerful. Don't neglect it. Don't deny it. Don't refuse that red key, which symbolizes power, success, and authority that you have, and it's a God given gift. Allow it to talk to you. So these guys wouldn't even show up for practice. And I'm saying to myself, all of this training for free. I mean, total self defense, snap, crackle, and pop stuff. This, oh my God. Amazing. And I give you just an example. The first demonstration I saw and how I know his imagination was very powerful was this. First time I met the gentleman, Lamb Chop, nickname, took me in back of a building. St. Martin's School was there at the time. It's not there now. They tore it down. What do you want to see, man? What do you want to see? Talk like a Chinese black. What do you want to see, man? What do you want to see? Man, do anything. I don't know about this stuff. Just do anything. Because all I saw was movies. I didn't know much about martial arts, karate, whatever. He starts going through his motions. First of all, the brother was 16 years old. He had his shirt off, purple pants on, marshmallow shoes with the white heels, and they were black. He was moving so fast, I could barely see what he was doing. Everything was a blur because I was not used to seeing that type of speed right in front of me at that time. I mean, like a cobra, lightning, blinding speed. That was number one. So all of a sudden, I lose track of this guy, and I'm looking to my left, I'm looking to my right. This dude done ran off and played a trick. I'm looking over at the building. He couldn't have ran by. I would have seen him. There's no bushes he can hide around. All of a sudden, something said, look up. My imagination. God spoke to my imagination. Look up. I look, whoa. This dude is suspended 8 feet up in the air over some, treetops with no branches, spinning with his legs and feet like helicopter blades. I freaked. I didn't know whether to run. I didn't know whether to faint, whether to scream. I seen it on TV. 16 years old from the hood. I never seen that in front of me before and haven't seen it since. Not that you need that to win a combat situation. Somebody got a gun. If you can do that, that's the way to go. Because before you know it, you up and their head is in your hands. I'll leave that part alone. This stuff is very lethal. But he was up there spinning. The last thing I saw was his heel. I'm freaking out. I'm standing there in a AWE all moment, which you use in content creation, or wow, WOW. I was in a wow moment. Wow. Oh, whoa. This is phenomenal. He landed in a perfect horse stance, and I seen him controlling his breathing. That took a lot of energy. He was. And not only, I throw this in at no charge, not only was he controlling his breathing, there's a focus we train in called Zen Chi. And as you use imagination, it only takes a half a second for a male or female to go into that focus because they've used their imagination and have trained to a certain level. Zen Chi focus has nothing to do with competition. A Zen Chi focus, because of the power of the imagination, can stop an attack in 10 seconds or less. One attacker or more. I'll repeat that. A Zen Chi focus, because of the exercise of the imagination, talking to the spirit that talks to muscle memory, it's all science, can stop, interrupt a physical attack in 10 seconds or less. And the attacker, I don't say this much, I don't hit this area much. Some people can't deal with it. That's why I don't put on demonstrations. It's very ugly for the attacker. And the attacker when the practitioner goes into Zen Chi and it's a life-threatening situation towards that practitioner, male or female, that attacker's not breathing. I liken it to the Green Berets, the Army Rangers, the Air Force Eagles, the Navy SEALs, and special ops operators. They're not trained like policemen to respond to a situation, even though they send them on special missions. Those guys don't carry handcuffs, they carry body bags. They're trained to kill. Green Berets are trained to kill. Navy SEALs are trained to kill. Army Rangers are trained to kill. Air Force Eagles are trained to kill when it comes to that area. How do they get through their training? Their training, maybe 500 guys training to be Green Berets. Only 50 to 100 are going to make it out of that. How do they make it through that training? It's very intense. Cold water, all kinds of stuff they do. They make it through that training by saying, now just imagine. They have to use their imagination to get through that training, because that's why you don't see everybody a Green Beret. You don't see everybody that's an Air Force Eagle. You don't see everybody that's an Army Ranger. You definitely don't see everybody that's a Navy SEAL, present or ex. You don't see everybody like Grandmaster Samuel Scott, who's a black ops operator. A lot of y'all didn't know that. Samuel Scott ain't no joke. Quiet guy, nice. Hassan Khalik from Sanukish Jiu-Jitsu, ex-bounty hunter. Here's another brother, Ali, with a K in his name, red beard, trained by Professor Duncan, God bless his soul. That young man is a SWAT specialist. You don't become a SWAT specialist without using the power of your imagination. Also, Tariq Hassel, a living legend, another one in the martial arts, Black Viper snake style, also uses his imagination. He has a security company. These guys are bodyguards. Saijo, Grandmaster Odette Russell's husband, has been a bodyguard for many people in the celebrities. And my whole point is, all of that success is gained by using the red key in their pocket, which says, hey, 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 I'm your imagination. Use me as a tool, and whatever problem you're facing, I'll cause it to disappear forever. Maybe a process, may take some time, but use me like Mr. Ellis told you about the rock trying to fall upon your head. You take the red key, point it at that big rock, fire comes out of your imagination. Thunder and lightning, it speaks and it destroys problems for good. So God bless you. Stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.